They're doing next season of Love and Hip Hop. And it's so crazy because we weren't really sure if we were gonna do it at first. Because we had a great time the first season that we did, and I felt like we brought something, to the table that wasn't there in reality TV and definitely not in the Love and Hip Hop franchise. And I just felt like, we told our story, like, now let's go do something else.
The drama surrounding Papoose and Remy Ma has taken a wild turn, and this time it's Remy who's on the receiving end of the betrayal. After stepping out on Papoose with Easy, the block captain, word on the street is that Easy himself has been cheating on her. And to make matters worse, Papoose has been sitting back watching it all unfold with not a shred of sympathy for his ex-wife.
Only gonna address this shit one time. Since y'all wanna be on the front lines. Hey, yo, Remy, don't you love me? Yeah. See, right there, that's the punchline. That's the punchline.
I'm like, yo, hey, listen. If it was that easy for any of y'all would have did it.
If anything, insiders claim he's been privately clowning her for getting played by the very man she risked it all for. For years, Papoose was the definition of loyalty. He held Remy down while she was locked up, marrying her over the phone, standing by her through thick and thin. He even risked his own freedom trying to smuggle her a skeleton key in prison. When she was...
We just treat them all the same, really. I've been, like you said, we've been married for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. So when we met, we were really young. We were both in our early 20s, and we both had children when we were teenagers. So I pretty much watched the 18-year-olds grow up since they were about 4. And his 21-year-old, which is now my 21-year-old, she was about 8 or 9 when I first met them. So for them to be 18 and in their 20s now, I feel like I've been there for pretty much a large part of their lives. And they get along great with my son, who...
When she was released, they blended their families, built a life together, and had a daughter in 2018. On the outside, it looked like they had a fairy tale romance, but behind the scenes, cracks were already forming. The first real signs of trouble came in 2023 when Remy completely ignored Father's Day. This was unusual because every year before that, she showered Papoose with praise, calling him the best husband and father.
We just treat them all the same, really. I've been, like you said, we've been married for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. So when we met, we were really young. We were both in our early 20s, and we both had children when we were teenagers. So
she made grand social media posts gushing about his loyalty, his role as a father figure, and how he held things down for their family. But that year, she went silent. No heartfelt post, no appreciation, not even a simple Happy Father's Day. Papoose, who had always been vocal about their relationship, ended up wishing himself a Happy Father's Day instead. He posted a picture with his kids, conspicuously leaving Remy out of it. Fans noticed immediately, and the speculation began. Why would Remy, who had always publicly adored Papoose, suddenly stop acknowledging him? Something was clearly off. The comment section on Papoose's post erupted with questions. Where's Remy? Why didn't she post anything? And then came the most telling moment, Papoose's choice of words. He didn't tag Remy, he didn't reference her in any way, and the picture itself seemed intentional. Even more shocking, Remy's child from a previous relationship who Papoose had helped raise as his own was also absent from the post. That only fueled more rumors that something major had gone down behind the scenes. Then the bombshell dropped. Whispers started swirling that Remy had been creeping with Easy, the block captain. At first, it seemed like just another industry rumor, but as more details surfaced, the picture became clearer. What once seemed like an unbreakable marriage was now unraveling.
Happy we're on the right path. Eventually, my goal eventually is to not need them at all, and then we could just be all women. But you know, they kind of.
But Easy, we need right now.
I know, right? Okay, I'm out of
He's
here.
hot. He's hot. Come on now, Remy. Are we going to hear any new music from you?
And this was only the beginning. Then came the bombshell. Remy was allegedly involved with Easy, the block captain. This wasn't just a random fling. EZ moved in the same circles as Papoose, making the betrayal even deeper. It didn't take long for tensions to explode, and according to multiple sources, Papoose handled things the old school way. Witnesses claimed he knocked EZ out cold, leaving him sprawled on the floor. Instead of admitting to what happened, EZ ran to social media, playing the victim and posting vague tweets about people wanting to see him fail. EZ even had the audacity to call on Papoose to clear up the rumors, but Papoose didn't say a word, and that silence, it spoke volumes. He didn't deny it. He didn't defend himself. He just let EZ drown. Meanwhile, Remy tried to do damage control, brushing off the rumors and calling them lies. But the way she responded only made things worse. Instead of firmly shutting down the allegations, she tweeted about unrelated topics, dodging the issue entirely. And let's be real, if something wasn't true, wouldn't she have said so outright?
Every interview, he show his admiration and tell the world how his woman the greatest. Nigga, he held you down in prison for 6 years. I know it was nice, he cried big tears. He stood by you by your biggest accomplishment, front row, giving you big tears. Now y'all got a beautiful baby girl who oh so amazing. He'd be damned if he lose you to this bozo with braces. Nigga, hey, the world ain't never supposed to know what you and me going through. But this nigga behind closed doors running his mouth like a hoe supposed to do. Got niggas making blogs and YouTubes, people arguing in the comments if those posts is true. Cause them TMZ and shade room outlets, they only know you. Listen, should've fucked with me, I wouldn't have ran my mouth. He took you out to eat the best foods. When you ain't feeling good, he put you back in the best moods. Yeah, he knocked him out because he be damned to keep seeing you get stepped to by some nigga he socked out and stood over like a step stool. If you think he didn't love you, he would've put up with all of this shit. Yo, Papoose. Yes, sir. That's how you talk to your bitch, nigga.
Then came the battle rap showdown, where things went completely off the rails. In a brutal performance, Geechee Gotti publicly aired out Remy's alleged affair, dragging her for cheating on the man who had stood by her for years. The crowd was stunned and easy. He didn't even try to deny it. His silence was as good as a confession. While all of this was unfolding, Papoose was moving on. Enter Claressa Shields, the boxing champ. Claressa and Remy actually knew each other before she and Pap got close, making this situation even more ironic. But here's the kicker. Papoose and Claressa weren't just dating, things were getting serious. While Remy was out here spiraling, Claressa was making it clear that she was all in. She even hinted that if Papoose popped the question, she'd say yes. Remy, on the other hand, wasn't handling things well. She started throwing shade, acting like she was ready to fight for what she lost. But let's be honest, she's playing a dangerous game. Claressa is a literal world champion boxer. If Remy is really thinking about stepping into the ring with her, she might want to rethink that decision. But the biggest question is, why is Remy...
The champ, y'all see what's going on? About to get ugly.
About to get real ugly, and not for me.
Remy's so pressed about Papoose moving on if she's supposedly happy with EZ. Maybe it's because things aren't as solid with EZ as she thought. Insiders claim EZ has been stepping out on Remy from day one, never cutting off his old side pieces. And now that Remy found out, it explains why she's been lashing out at Papoose and Claressa, trying to stir up drama. She's realizing she played herself. Papoose himself confirmed that Remy had been refusing to sign the divorce papers, dragging things out. Maybe she thought she could still control the narrative, but Pap isn't playing along. He finally spoke up, exposing her for trying to make him lie about knocking out EZ. He didn't stop there, though. He laid out exactly what happened, saying that EZ never even fought back. According to Pap, EZ hit the floor, and instead of dealing with the consequences, Remy helped him up and left with him. Remy's attempt to expose Papoose and Claressa completely backfired. She leaked private messages between them, trying to make Claressa look desperate, but all she did was make herself look messy. Claressa wasn't about to let that slide. She clapped back, calling Remy out for fabricating text messages and acting bitter. Then she took it a step further. She actually challenged Remy to a fight. And let's be honest, if that fight ever happens, Remy is in trouble. Clarissa is a trained fighter. This wouldn't be a casual street brawl. To make things even worse for Remy, Izid hasn't been helping her case. He's been running his mouth, claiming that people are just jealous that he bagged Remy. Meanwhile, he's allegedly been cheating on her the entire time. The saying goes, you lose them, how you get them. And Remy is quickly learning that lesson the hard way. Now, the real question is Papoose genuinely into Clarissa, or is this just his way of getting back at Remy? Either way, one thing is clear. He's done playing the fool. And Remy, she's the one left scrambling. Let's talk about it in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the next video for even more messy drama.